Welcome to a special episode of the Boiz. This is a battle of the wits. We're doing a comedy draft pick. We got to make our desired lineups for a comedy show. I'm so pumped.
It's very competitive. Anytime there's a draft involved, I get deep into competitive mode.
Matt has been strategizing all day. He's covering his note. Lemon, how do you feel?
I'm feeling pretty confident. You know, I'm pumped. I have my stuff in mind.
Yeah, I got some stuff in mind too. I just want to make sure Lemon loses. So the rules are we have to pick a lineup for a comedy show. We each get to pick 4 comedians, but we're going to go take turns, and then we have to explain why we're picking such comedian. Matthew Lemonsack, I believe you won the coin toss. Please, who is your
the
first
random.org
Yep.
toss? All right. With the first overall pick, the Lemonsacks have decided to draft. Oh, should we name all the comics on the list?
Oh, yeah, we should do that. Yeah.
All right, so here's our options. We got Dave Chappelle, Shane Gillis, Hannah Gadsby, Amy Schumer, Carlos Mencia, Kevin Hart, Stavros Halkis, Mark Normand, Joey Rogie, Brendan Schaub, Tony Hinchcliffe, and Norm Old McDonald. Hopefully that's...
Yeah, this is very exciting. So the way we're doing it is there's going to be an MC, an opener, feature, and the headliner. So you have to be strategic because you don't want to waste a solid headliner on a MC spot, you know?
That's a good point. So we do have to declare what we're drafting them for. Okay.
So we'll start with MC.
You have to declare up front? No, you make your lineup after the draft.
That's what I was thinking.
You draft your guys and then you put them. Yeah, then
I feel like it makes it more challenging.
It puts more pressure.
So when you take the number 1 pick,
that's going to be your MC.
Wait, what?
No, the first person we pick, that's your MC.
Oh, I thought
we could just order.
I thought we could just pick whoever we wanted and then declare.
This is just.
I don't like that. No, we all have different ideas in mind.
Why did? Yeah, we really should have planned this out.
I think you just draft.
I think we pick the comic and then we pick what position we're putting them.
All right, that's fine, but I feel like it would make it harder if it was like going in order of.
Well, no, because you're gonna put the best comics as your MC.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I'm going after you this game. All right, fine. We'll do it however you say doing it. I don't care.
All right. I'm glad.
Let's just get started. They want to. They're watching this. They want to see.
I'm glad I whined and got my way. All right. With the first overall pick, the Lemonsacks have selected Shane Gillis as the headliner.
Interesting.
It's interesting.
See, my reasoning for that, you know, he's the funniest fucking comic out right now.
Okay.
He's funnier than me. That's not saying anything. He's got a big draw. You know, we'll sell some ticks.
Interesting.
He's a funny guy, and I would honestly, I'm just trying to hang out with him. Next.
That's fair. All right, Joe, you got the second pick.
So, me, I'm more concerned about, you know, the ticket sales and the financial aspect of this show. That's why I'm throwing a curveball.
Are you?
I'm going with Kevin Hart for a headliner.
Smart.
You know, that's a good investment. You're definitely going to get the white people and the black people who can afford to go to it. It's not going to be too offensive. It's a safe choice. He's, you know, one of the biggest selling comedians in the world. I'm personally not a huge Kevin Hart fan, but you know, if I want to make my money off this show, I'm going Kevin Hart as the headliner.
Okay. All right. So now we're going in the snake fashion.
Right.
So I get 2 draft choices. So I'm going to go with Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
If we're talking about
coming.
Ticket sales, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Dave Chappelle he was my number 1 rated prospect, so I'm
Sure.
thrilled to get him at number 3.
I was gonna snatch him so that way you could get
Yeah.
him, but I thought Kevin Hart was some more solid monetary choice.
I don't know about that.
Kids can come to his show.
I don't care. Kids don't have money. Dave Chappelle.
Kids can come to any show.
Dave Chappelle's as big of a selling comedian that there is right now.
All right.
So that's
Big name.
number 1. And then I'm going to have to go with Norm Macdonald. If you want to sell tickets, then there's nothing better than resurrecting a dead man
What spot are you
to
putting
come
him?
and perform. That's a good question. Probably the feature spot.
Interesting.
I don't love him as a host.
Sure.
Um,
Can't put him as an opener.
he's not an ideal opener.
Yeah, feature is a solid spot.
Feature's probably where I got Norm, and then Dave got to be the headliner.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll see how the rest of this draft board plays out. But these were literally my first and second prospects. I got them at the 3rd and 4th. So
Solid
I'm
lineup so
very
far.
happy
But I'm
with that.
confident with my team
go for it.
so far.
All right, so now it's back to you, Joe.
Is it back to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm confident with my team so far. My one guy.
Kevin Hart, well, he's got a whole team behind him, you know?
Yeah. He's got The Rock.
That's true.
Yeah, The Rock
might
shows
make
up.
might make an appearance at the show. Listen, for my second draft pick, I want a solid comic. I feel like none of the people remaining are truly solid comics, aside from one. And this person also just so happens to go by the name of Kevin Hart. I'm picking Mark Norman
Yeah.
Mark
as
Norman
my feature.
goes by the name of Kevin Hart.
It's like a bit he does after his set. He says, "I'm Kevin Hart," and then he gets off stage.
I've never heard that before.
Well, you've never seen him live. He's truly magnetic, this Mark Norman. I'm putting him at the feature spot. He could do, a solid 20. So I of all the people who remained, I think he was the best comedian. He's definitely one of the best joke writers, in my opinion. I think he's probably even more solid than Kevin Hart. Like I'd be satisfied going to a Kevin Hart show just to see Mark Norman.
I would say Mark Norman's a better writer than Kevin Hart.
Oh, he definitely
Kevin
is.
Hart's a bigger star.
Kevin Hart has more of the appeal, but Mark
Right.
Norman, I think he's definitely a better
Is
comic.
better
so.
pure stand-up.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But he can't sell as many tickets. That's why I had to get Kevin Hart. So that's my feature spot, Matthew Lemone.
It was a great choice. All right.
Kind of stuck.
No, there's a solid choice here. I'm going with my feature. Just gonna
Okay.
get that out of the way.
Sure.
Also gonna go with who I think is the best comic remaining.
I have a feeling I know where you're going with this.
So here's the thing: one of these guys, he can be good, but he's just way out of his prime. So I'm gonna go with
Stavros.
Is out of his prime?
No,
No, I think he's referring to someone else as being
yeah,
in their prime.
the other person.
I think I know who you're referring to. But
Yeah.
why did you go with Stavros for feature?
Well, you see, he can sell tickets. That's gonna be the reason for everything. It's like he can sell tickets.
You can sell tickets. You're a cum boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A P town. I don't know. He's funny. People like him. You can work the crowd and get them all riled up. And he can provide a great scent on stage. You can make the stage smell like euros.
True.
All right.
You're gonna have to work into the budget. His meals, because he's definitely a hungry boy.
Yeah, I mean, I already got Shane Gillis. Like that's already
that's
like
true. Well,
a lot-
and they're
lot of
buddies. So
BLs.
I feel like that's kind of a good lineup. They match each
True.
other's energy.
They could like film a nice commercial together.
Sure.
Advertise.
They were on that show together.
Oh yeah, tires.
Yeah. So
They could
it's all-
promote my show on their show.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's how show business
Cross
works.
promotion. Is it me or is it going to Yari?
That's on me again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're snaking back around.
Okay.
All right. So here comes a curveball
All right.
for my opener.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Carlos Mencia,
Oh, very.
and here's why.
Why is that?
I'm just gonna have him steal all of Norm Macdonald jokes. So we're gonna get the jokes of Norm Macdonald, but instead of Canadian references, it's gonna be Mexican.
Yeah, right.
And also, like, he's probably desperate for work. He's happy to get some work. You won't have to pay him much.
Mm-hmm.
People would enjoy laughing.
Shane would probably like clown him during his set.
Oh yeah, everyone's gonna clown him. They're gonna be like, "What's up with that opener?"
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
He's basically gonna be doing a Norm Macdonald impression. If he doesn't, you know.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. All
You're
right,
gonna beat him with a baseball bat like Kanye did in South Park.
Joseph, your draft choice at this point.
All right. Well, so I'm gonna skip over my opener for now. I'm gonna go to the MC. The person I'm choosing for MC, I feel like they are a proven MC, as they're very popular for hosting things.
Yep.
I'm going with Joe Rogan.
Oh.
You thought I was going to Tony Hinchcliffe, but no, I'm going Joe Rogan.
You're probably for hosting.
I was hoping you were going for Tony because I wanted Joe Rogan to host.
I kind of wanted Joe Rogan and Carlos Mencia on the same lineup.
That would be an interesting lineup.
Yeah, that would.
Okay.
Carlos, he's just going to do
Rogan's
Joe's.
I should have did that.
I think Joe would be a good host. I want to talk about ticket sales. They
Right.
sell tickets.
Joe Rogan.
Right, so the only real comic left is Tony Hinchcliffe.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably going to be my host. And then
Or your opener.
Right.
The opener will probably do more times than the host, so you got to think who's going to.
I think I've made a mistake.
I think Tony's the right choice to be the host.
Okay.
Because he's the one who gets the audience riled up.
Sure.
Plus, he's got the whole Kill Tony thing. He's
Right.
kind of a rising star. So
Yeah.
as far as ticket sales, people are going to come to see him.
Sure.
And, as a shit talker, he'll roast the crowd and he'll
Right.
get the energy going.
Yeah, he's good as host.
And then between these three, these two are complete trash. And Amy Schumer's solid.
That was.
She's by far the best
Yeah,
of these
she
three.
was.
And so she's going to be the... we got host, opener, feature, headliner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's my lineup, and I'm thrilled with that.
Yeah, that's not a bad lineup. I mean,
That's pretty good.
As far as I'm concerned, I won.
people will take a bathroom break during the Amy Schumer set.
Well,
It's
at
true.
some point you got to, and I mean, look, having a woman on the lineup can never hurt. So there's a little diversity there.
Well, you already have Tony Hinchcliffe.
Exactly. So
There
I
you
got
go.
two women.
Yeah.
I have the most diverse. I got star power. I've got a fucking resurrected Nor legend. This would go crazy. This would be the best.
Amy
show.
Schumer's not bad. She's just not.
Yeah,
not
she's
horrible.
clearly in the bottom three, but she's fucking shits on these two losers who are now going to be in your lineup.
Yeah.
So
Yep. I think I know who I'm getting stuck with.
Yeah, this is tough. Because on the one hand, I've never seen Brendan Schaub's comedy. I don't know if he's funny. I know he's very polarizing, and not even polarized. I just know people don't like him. But Hannah Gadsby doesn't even do comedy. She just does like.
she does. It's technically stand up.
Technically
I really
stand-up.
wouldn't.
It's
She just preaches liberal ideology for an hour and calls it stand up.
Right.
So
I don't even think she would want to be on my lineup with.
Yeah, I know who I would pick in this scenario.
Yeah, I'm going with Brendan Schaub. He's friends with Joe.
Yeah, there's more chemistry.
There's more chemistry. It's it's like a powerful group of guys. And Mark
Hannah Gadsby does not make any sense. On
Yeah.
the lineup. She doesn't really make sense on any lineup.
Yeah.
Except that she's gonna.
Except for Lemon Sacks.
Wait. We don't know who I'm picking. We don't know who I'm picking yet. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm
my
done.
turn. All right. For the final spot, I'm gonna go with Hannah Gadsby because I have to,
As the MC.
and she's gonna host it.
Okay.
I literally, much like you and Schaub, I have not seen anything from her. I just know that she's polarizing.
If I was you, I'd put Mencia as the host because he's at least high energy. You know, so he'd kind of
he'd come up
Hannah
after
Gadsby
her.
would be an awful host. Like to get the audience like riled up, which is the host's job. Like to awaken a dead room.
Yeah.
You know,
All right, yeah.
He'd come up
I'm allowed
after
to
her
do
set
that.
and be like, "Oh, that was crazy, wasn't it?" Ah.
Right, yeah, he would start yelling at everybody.
Yeah.
That's a good way to kind of, get everything going. Whereas Gadsby is, even if you are into her, she's not that type of comic.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Well,
lost.
Yeah. So Lemon.
Yeah.
Let's hear your
go-
lineup again.
Let's go through the lineup.
I lost for sure.
Let's hear it.
Well, keep in mind, Carlos Mencia is just Norm Macdonald. He's like Ditto in Pokemon, you know.
I don't know about that, but
He's stealing jokes. That was why I picked him. But in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have picked him where I did. Probably could have waited. But anyway, my lineup. We got our host and MC, Carlos Mencia, aka Norm Macdonald. Then we have our opener, Hannah Gadsby. If people don't all leave, we have our feature, Stavros Halkias. He's gonna get everyone back into it. He's gonna be like, oh, he's gonna laugh and stuff. People are gonna be like, that's what laughter is like. I forgot.
that's the most disjointed lineup.
Yeah, that's
Like,
a very.
there's no
Oh, it's okay.
There's no cohesion. It's like who is buying that ticket? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
No, here's the thing.
completely different. Yeah.
It's feminists and then Shane Gillis fans.
Right.
Yeah.
Complete opposite
No, it's-
fan bases.
Just gonna be people.
Stavros and Shane could, that works.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
People are gonna show up halfway through your show. Like
They're either people are going to show up for the first half and then leave
Right.
after, and then the next half of the audience are going to show up for the second half.
No, I'm gonna
So I mean,
advert.
that's not a bad idea because then you can recycle tickets. You can double dip.
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna advertise it. I'm gonna put Norm Macdonald's name, but I'm gonna spell it wrong. I'm gonna put MAC. Or wait, no, that's actually how his name was. Does it have the A in it?
I don't know.
So I'm gonna spell it like that. Just MCD.
You could have just drafted Norm Macdonald.
No, you took him. He was your first pick.
All right,
but-
so that's Matt's
Took
lineup.
Shane Gillis,
So I'm gonna advertise Carlos Mencia as Norm Macdonald, but spell it wrong so people can't
You can
sue
say
me.
Carlos Mencia as Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, like little asterisk,
Yeah.
and then like in micro penis text, just put Carlos Mencia. Actually,
Okay.
All right,
And then-
Joseph,
yeah,
let's run through.
my lineup.
people are gonna be the dogs will show up for Shane.
Okay, sure. My lineup for host, I have Joe Rogan. He's bringing along his good buddy Brendan Schaub as the opener. He could do 10 minutes. That's not.
Yeah.
For our feature, we have Mark Norman and headliner Kevin Hart. Mine's not. I'd go to see
It's
this
not
show.
terrible.
Yeah.
That would sell tickets. It's
would.
still a little. I don't know. Brendan Shaw was like, "What are you doing there?"
Yeah.
Shaw?
Well, he's the bathroom break person. I'd probably leave after Mark Norman, but
You wouldn't even stay to see your
Kevin-
own
Kevin Hart's funny.
headliner.
no. But we're talking about monetarily.
Kevin Hart's fun.
He's fun. Yeah.
All right, so I'm starting with Tony Hinchcliffe. He's bringing his own fan base with Kill Tony.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to come out to see him. Amy Schumer, obviously, was my last draft pick, but for a last draft pick, is better than these other scrubs that you guys had to put in your lineup. She would bring people in. She's pretty good actually. If
She sells
all
tickets.
things, she'll
She
sell
headlines.
some tickets. She's not bad at all for an opening act. Norm Macdonald again is a legend that is coming back from the dead. Imagine if maybe I shouldn't say Tupac. I don't know if Norm Macdonald would be like Tupac doing a show right now.
It's a good comparison.
But it's kind of, who else? What's another dead rapper that?
Biggie, the other one.
Yeah, but it's Norm Macdonald.
Dirty
Biggie
Bastard.
status. Who?
Old dirty bastard.
Maybe.
yeah.
If OD or like Eazy-E, one of these people came back to life and that people go nuts.
Sure.
I think Eazy-E or
Oh, Norm.
B would be a
Norm's
good-
huge.
Norm is a big deal.
I think like he can get like the Tupac or Biggie comparison.
Okay, fine. So we got Tupac coming back to do some comedy,
All right.
and then Dave Chappelle, who's as big of a name, and he's got his he's got his bid in for the greatest of all time. You don't necessarily have to agree that he's the greatest of all time, but he's certainly has a case to be made. So, yeah, that's my lineup,
It's a solid lineup.
and I win.
All right, leave a comment. Which show would you go to? If you could only go to one of these shows, which one would you go to? I think some people would go to to Lemon's show just to
Well, it's
see
just Shane Gillis, yeah.
Yeah. Like I'd probably go to Lemon's show.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one of these, I would probably go to Lemon's show.
It'd be funny
You
to
could
see.
only go to one of these. That's the one you would go to.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the.
I would go to Matt's.
Really?
Fucking Norm Macdonald and Dave
Absolutely.
Chappelle.
This is a fucking, if you had the opportunity, you'd go
Like-
to see Carlos Mencia and Hannah Gadsby over Norm Macdonald.
Carlos Mencia doing a Norm Macdonald impression.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, I think some people are such big fans of Shane. Like
Yeah.
white folk, they wouldn't go to see Dave Chappelle.
White folks love Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, no, Dave
I don't know what
Chappelle
you're talking
rules.
about. Dave Chappelle
Do you
is
not like-
ubiquitous.
All right,
You're not
fine,
like
I'll go
Dave
to-
Chappelle?
All right, I'll go to
He
Matt's show.
transcends
We'll go to Matt's show.
racial bound. Plus, everybody else here is white, and I think there's good enough like cohesion, right? Because
Yeah, but also I've seen Dave Chappelle a couple times. I've only seen Shane Gillis once, and so I'd rather see him again than see Dave Chappelle for.
yeah, but this is the only chance you'll
all
ever
right,
get
fine.
to
I'll
see
go to your
Norm
show.
Macdonald.
All right, fine.
Yeah, but this is your only chance to see
Hannah Gadsby.
Hannah Gadsby
This is my only chance to see her. I'm never going to be able to see her again.
with Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
You have to see them interact.
She's like,
Yeah.
I'm here with Shane Gillis.
This is going to be your only chance to eat tuna fish with chocolate sauce.
Yeah.
It's not bad. All right, leave a comment. Which show would you go to? And do you like this format of podcast? And should we keep doing it? All right, we'll see you next time.
We can probably.
Big what?
I was gonna say we could just keep going.
What do you mean keep going? Like do another one?
Do
Like
like
just
a
just like
pod?
keep podcasting.
Oh, really?
I just like the opening.
Or we could just cut this and
Yeah.
have this be a big
Like its own video.
Yeah.
and then just do a pod.
Sure, we'll do that.
Back on the Boiz. Back on the